Hey guys, glad to see everybody here. I hope that you all are ready for what's coming with convention. Big things are happening. And so we wanted to talk today about the last 90 days of the year. So some of us did a Kristen Boss training and that's basically what we're going to talk about. We're going to give you our takeaways from that training so that you can use them to build in this last 90 days. Because listen, what happens so many times is that we get so busy starting with October because everybody is in the business of fall. Everybody is in the business of Halloween, getting their kids ready for Halloween. And then we move on to the holidays. Everybody's worrying about buying Christmas presents and all that kind of thing. So we end up coming up short in December and in January. So that's what we want to talk about. Okay. So what you have to do first is you have to take an honest inventory of your last 90 days. Were you consistent this summer? Did you meet all your goals? Did you do the things that you knew you were supposed to do? Did you follow up? Did you recruit? Did you try to recruit? That kind of thing. What did you do in the last 90 days? And how are you going to do better in the next 90 days? So the last 90 days of the year, honestly, is the biggest for every company. Matter of fact, Q4, most companies make 70% of their make up 70% of their business in the last 90 days of the year. So it's the same for us. We need to remember that this is typically this is our busiest time. So we got Black Friday coming up, and I don't know what Jamie's plans are for this year, but what we've done in the past is it 12 days of good giving? So we've got that coming up, but you won't be ready for it if you're not posting consistently, if you're not building up to that right now. So in other words, you can't come up on the day before 12 days of good giving starts and just say, oh, I'm going to start posting today and hopefully everybody will buy my stuff. No, you have to show up and be consistent, because people buy products from people they trust. And if they don't see you being consistent in posting and consistent in what you're talking about, they're not going to trust you. They don't know anything about your products. They don't know that some people probably don't even know that you have a business. So that's really important. Right now, you're setting the stage for what you're going to do for the next 90 days. Matter of fact, really for the next 45 days. This is the key time so that you can maximize December and January. Okay. So one thing that she said in that training was you need to focus on your why. Okay. And it can be a short-term why. In other words, it might be you want to have your presents paid for in cash, or you want to be able to buy the kids a car. I don't know. Whatever it is that you want to buy your kids for Christmas and you want to be able to pay for that. It could also be, I want to increase my paycheck by 70%, or I want to earn an extra $500 by the November 10th paycheck. Okay. So you need to think about where you want to be at the end of this 90 days so that December and January aren't disappointing, but also so that you can meet those early goals. Okay. So you're not necessarily going to see an immediate return on the posts you make today. Okay. And one thing that we do, we all do it. We all depend on social media, probably way too much. We all depend on social media way too much. A friend of mine today just told me, she sent me a message. She always messages me on Instagram in Instagram Messenger. And she messaged me on Facebook. And I was like, this is weird. Her Instagram was hacked and it's gone. Okay. So we need to make sure that we have a backup. So if Facebook is your main place to talk to customers, you need an Instagram where you can go and that has those same customers there. Okay. If Instagram's where you normally interact, you need a Facebook. Okay. LinkedIn, whatever it is, you need at least 2 forms of social media that have the same people on them, just in case that happens. That was a really big wake up call for me today. And she's like, I probably will never get it back. She said, I've appealed it, but what are they going to do? And she's right. Sometimes people get their account back, sometimes they don't. So you're not necessarily going to see immediate return on the post you make today, but as you're posting and as you're being consistent 30, 45, 70 days out, and you're showing up consistently talking about your products, talking about what you're planning on selling at 12 days of good giving, at Black Friday, that's where you're going to see the returns. So it's not necessarily, I'm going to make that money today. It's I'm working today so that I can make the money later. Okay. And one thing that she always says, I've heard her say this several times, is to earn people's dollars, you have to earn their trust. So that's exactly what we're talking about when you are posting and being consistent. Okay. Engagement, connections, conversations, those are all things that are going to make up your paycheck eventually. They may not make them up today, but they eventually will. So November, December, January paychecks, they all depend on those engagements, conversations, and connections that you're making today. All right. So don't expect immediate returns. Just plan on doing the work it takes and being consistent now. Okay. So let me switch my page. This is something else that was really a good takeaway. When you're consistent for a long period of time and then you decide you're going to step away, what you're doing is you're warming up your audience for somebody else. Okay. So in other words, like I hear people all the time say, well, I'm just going to take a break, or I'm just going to back off a little bit. I'm going to take some time to do this or do that. What you're doing is you are warming up your audience for somebody else to come in and sell. Okay. And what a lot of people will do is they'll say, well, I'm just going to start over here in a few weeks when I have time. No, you're not starting over. You keep going. You're continuously going. Starting over sounds very discouraging to me. Like, I don't want to start over anything. I want to keep building from where I've started. Okay. So, and the people who start over or who have a start over mentality, they're the ones that are constantly worried about perfection. Like, for example, I know me, and I used to do this a lot. Like I would say, okay, I'm going to start a diet on Monday. And by Monday afternoon, when I had eaten the Milky Way or I had cheated already, I'd be like, I'll just start over next week. Okay. Not I'll start over today. I'll start over right now. I'll start over next week, because it had to start on Monday in my mind, because it had to start at the beginning of a week and I had to be perfect. Okay. Well, that kind of thinking, that is like a big roadblock, and that is going to be a problem because none of us are perfect. None of our businesses are perfect, and they never will be. So when you have the keep going mentality, you're going to have it's wins all along. And sometimes it's slower, sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's feast, sometimes it's famine, but at least you're moving and it's progress. When you have the start over mentality, you will never get anywhere. Okay. So if business worked that way, where everything was perfect, wouldn't it be awesome? But it's not. Never has been, never will be, because we're not perfect. And you got to give yourself some grace. Let's say tomorrow you wake up and you do nothing towards your MIG business. Okay. Does that mean, well, I'll just start again next Thursday or Wednesday? What? No, you get up tomorrow and you do the things. Okay. So, keep moving on, keep moving forward, and have a progress mindset rather than a start over mindset. So to be able to maximize December and January, which is what we're talking about, really the last 90 days, but starting today. And y'all, I'm going to tell you, there are some huge things coming. Like when I say huge, there are huge things coming for MIG, and we're all going to find out about them this coming week, okay, this next week, you need to have your wheels turning as soon as you hear these big things. Have your wheels turning, ready to go, okay? Because this is the time you're going to have, that's ground zero for us, okay? So get your wheels turning, get that plan made immediately, okay? So what you need to do to set your goals is to set realistic goals, but not goals that are so far out of your comfort zone, so far out of your stretch zone, I should say, that it will paralyze you. I talk about being paralyzed by inactivity. Like, that's how I am. Like, when I don't do something for a long time, I get paralyzed and I can't start. It's hard for me to restart. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Pick goals that are going to stretch you. Pick goals that are realistic. Not like if you have never made $10,000 a month in your MIG business, don't say, okay, I'm going to make $10,000 in December. No, make it something that is a stretch, but realistic, and make it so that it's not something that you could never reach. That's going to make you paralyzed and make you sit here and say, I can't do that. Okay. So set goals that will challenge you and commit to them. And treat your business like a business. Treat it like it's important, because it is. If you're going to do this, do it. Make it a priority. Don't let everything else, don't let 50 million other things that are happening in your life or side things that are happening, don't let them crowd out what you're doing with your business, because the other things that are happening, a lot of them, they're not going to pay you. They're not going to buy your kids Christmas presents. They're not going to pay your bills. Okay. And they're not creating residual income. If it's not creating you residual income, and it's not lending to your spiritual health, or if it's let it go. Work your business. Okay. It's important to you. It's important to your family. It's important that they see you building your dreams. It's important that they see you succeeding. And it's important because those kids want whatever it is for Christmas. Okay. So choose to work even when it's not fun. Choose to work even when you don't want to, and choose to keep working even when people tell you no. Okay. You have to choose to be committed, and keep promises to yourself. Don't let yourself become the back burner. Okay. Promise yourself, I'm going to do this, and do it. Okay. Sam's going to tell you some more fun things that she learned.
Okay, that was awesome, Beth. Thank you so much. And this training was really, really great, you guys. So many great things. Beth shared quite a few of them. And just to expand a little bit more on boosting your posts on social media and really selling on social media, here's the key, is that you need to have value plus volume equals visibility. So let's talk about what that means. So the value is going to be what you are going to give to people. Something that when you guys think of value, here's the 4 things that can be of value to people. Something that's educational, something that's empowering, something that's relatable, and something that's entertaining. Okay. Those 4 things give people value. Let's make a very clear definition. MIG is not your value. MIG, your business, is your offer. Okay. You have to give people value before you can make an offer and sell to them. Okay. So again, you have to have the value there, which is the educational, empowering, relatable, entertaining, post, information, all that kind of good stuff, in order to make your offer, which is your business, your MIG, or whatever. And you can relate to this to anything. We're talking specifically about MIG right now. So it's not about posting, here's my sales pitch on why you need to go and buy the waterless lotion bar. That's not value. That is an offer, and it's fine to make an offer post too, but you need to make sure that you've got lots and lots of value before you do that. Is this making sense? Everyone good with that? Okay. So value plus volume. Volume is the number of people that you're giving the value to. So if you're only talking to 10 people on your social media, you don't have enough people that you're talking to and giving your value. So if you are really great about value, which I know a lot of you guys are, a lot of you do amazing value posts about general wellness or health, or all of the different things that we can talk about that relate to MIG. You're giving tons and tons of value, but you don't have the volume of people, you don't have the audience of people to give it to. And so that's something that you can absolutely work on. And we can talk about that in just a second. But having value plus volume, so it's what you're giving to people, and then the amount of people you're giving it to on social media equals visibility. So what that means is that your engagement and your followers are going to go up as you get more visibility. So let's talk about Instagram for a second. If you have 100 people that follow you on Instagram, let's say, so that volume is not going to be a huge amount, but it's still a starting place, right? So if you have 100 people on your Instagram, but you only see 10 of those people coming up in your feed, and you only see, the same 10 people, and it's the same 10 people that you go and comment on all of their stuff, because it's your mama, it's your aunt, it is, your best friend that is in the business with you, and, your cross-line sister, and, 3 more people that you're related to. Okay. Those are all of the people that you comment on their post and that you're interacting with, or that they're sending you a message. Oh, that meme was so funny. That was so hilarious. And so guess what? All of your posts are only going to be shown to those people, because social media wants you to be social. So when you're going and interacting with those people, that's great. But basically what the algorithm is saying is, okay, these 10 people are the only people that she wants to interact with and that interact back with her. So her posts are only going to go to these 10 people. So if you want your full 100 people to see everything, you need to start reaching out and commenting on those people's posts and reaching out and having those natural conversations. Now let's stop for a second and realize that reaching out and commenting does not mean being spammy. It does not mean going and saying, oh, so-and-so's having trouble sleeping, I have a sleep balm for that. No, don't go do that, because that is going to be very, very weird and awkward for everybody. So what you're going to want to do is, if someone posts about how they didn't sleep all last night because their kids are all sick, be a real human being, be compassionate, comment on that post, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and say, oh, I'm so sorry. That's the worst when, the kids are sick and you don't get any sleep. I hope that everybody feels better soon. That's it. That's it. That's all you're going to do. You're not going to follow it up with something that you can sell them or anything else. You're going to be a regular human being. Okay. So in being a regular human being and having these connections and conversations with people in the comments of their posts, and then even into DMs. So maybe you've reconnected with someone, commented a few times on their post, and now, they posted something and you take it to the DMs and you go, oh my goodness, that totally, hit me right in my heart. That whatever quote you put up, I needed to hear that today. Thank you so much. And that's it. And they're going to reply back to you. I know I needed it too. It's, blah, 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 all the things. You're not going to go into selling to them. You're going to just be a regular human being, having a conversation with them in the DMs. From that point, you've already had these conversations with them in their posts, which you can still comment on their posts. What the algorithm is going to see is, oh, this is someone that's interacting. They're interacting on the front end on the post, and they're interacting in the DMs. They're going to want to see everything that she's putting out there. When Denise puts out, her next post on her next sales thing, it's going to show it to all these people that she's now been interacting as a human being. And when she puts out a post and now we're talking about an offer post where it's actually about MIG, she's going to see that, have you had trouble with, falling asleep at night, or blah, 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 all the things of your value post. She's going to see that and be like, girl, what are you talking about? I have trouble with this. Like, tell me about it. And then you can go ahead and that they're going to come to you. So does that make sense? that kind of interacting and all that kind of stuff, it primes people, like Beth said, when you're posting, it primes people for your offer. It primes people for the sales. It primes people for all that stuff, but you have to do the social part of it in order to get to that point. So the first part that Beth was talking about is that being consistent and posting every day, doing all that stuff. Yes, that is the first half. But the second half is we have to engage and connect. And engaging and connecting is not just putting your own post out there, but commenting on other people's posts, really being a real human being and engaging and connecting. Engaging and connecting does not mean selling and pitching. No selling and pitching with engaging and connecting. Selling and pitching is your offer. That's what you offer with MIG. We're not selling and pitching unless someone is directly asking you. Like, you're in conversation and they're saying, from a past post that you've put up, that you're having this conversation with them, whatever, about the kids, all the things. And they're like, hey, I saw a past post that you did about this. What is this stuff? Of course, tell them. Like, don't just be like, no, I can't sell and pitch to you. Like, no, they're asking directly for that information. I'm just saying, don't be weird. Don't make it uncomfortable. Like that's where the, hey girl, how are you doing? All the stuff of like, you haven't even connected with them. And that's when people are like, ew, ick, so, okay. So we're all good, right? We're all good with this part. Okay. Let me see what my other notes are, you guys. Okay, the other thing that you need to remember with social selling is, and can we all agree, we're in the social selling business. So that means we are committing ourselves to being social. We cannot just sit back and go, oh, people will come to me. I'm in social selling. They'll come. This is an easy business. I'm going to go ahead and just sit back and it's all going to come to me. We have to put forth the effort. Okay. So part of that effort is not lurking. What is lurking? Lurking is consuming and scrolling more than you are creating and connecting. So we need to make sure that we are creating and connecting and not scrolling and consuming. Of course, social media platforms want the people who are scrolling and consuming. That's their main goal. But what they really, really need are creators and connectors. Because if they don't have people creating and connecting, then the majority of the people that are scrolling and consuming don't have anything to consume. So be sure that you are creating and connecting on social media. Do not just sit around and lurk and kind of look and wait for everybody to come to you and, oh, I posted a offer post, so they must, be knocking on my door, beating down the door. No, that's not how it works. You have to do that value posting, and you can't post and ghost. You can't just go and post and then not ever talk to people, not ever follow up. Not if people are commenting, like we talked about last week on my collagen post, I can't just leave it there and have all those comments. I need to go back and reply to those people and then take it to the DMs. That I'm going to be rewarded for with social media, because once again, thank you so much for being social. We're going to show more of your posts to all of these people. Not only these people are going to see it, but more people now. So now the next time that I do, and that was kind of a mix, that collagen post is kind of a mix of a value / offer. It's more of an offer post though. That's definitely more of an offer post to say, I have something that can help you with, hair loss. That's an offer, even though it's not a direct, sales pitch. So think about that. Like, my people had to be primed before they would comment on that and know that they can trust me, all those kind of things. Okay. Last couple things I want to tell you guys is that the algorithm serves givers. Like we just said, it needs creators and it needs consumers, but the creators are who it's going to serve the most. Those who are creating, those who are giving, those who are connecting, that's who it's going to serve the most, because that's how it survives. So keep that in mind as you guys are thinking about these other things. And I want you to think about the number one question I want you to ask yourself as you're posting, as you're working your business this last 90 days of the year, is how can I be more valuable to more people? So how can I give more value to more people? That's your biggest question. And if you will focus on that every single day and devote yourself to the time you're going to give, that I know Mary's going to cover in a second here, of how you can give more value to more people in that time frame, you will be amazing with your business. All right, Mary, go ahead and take some time, darling. Oh, are you muted?
Myself. Okay. Am I unmuted now?
You're good.
Okay, very good. I had a little notification that I've not seen before on Zoom. So I think somebody else was also unmuting me as I was unmuting me. So I just wanted to wrap up today and make sure that how do you actually implement this? So one of the things that I really focused on at the end of this training was really thinking about steps that you can do to actually implement this. Do I need to do this for 4 hours? Do I need to do this? What is my time allocation? And one of the things that was in this specific training was that really, quite honestly, doing the income producing activity should take you 45 to 60 minutes a day. And again, income producing. And we've gone over this in these Tuesday lunch and learns. If you need information about closing, we have a training topic on that. If you need information about crafting conversations, we're doing that on a regular basis. I really want to direct you back to the website. And no one is worse at this than this girl. So understand that when I'm talking to you, my 2 ears are listening. There's 4 ears here, your 2 and my 2. So I am not just telling you what to do. I'm also telling you that I also need to be very mindful of this as well, and come from a place of humility when you're talking to people. Always be honest. Always let them know and be true to yourself when you are speaking to people. So those comments that Samantha talked about and having your goals set that Beth talked about can really be implemented in 45 to 60 minutes a day. We've done this fire starter challenge, the 5, 5, and 5. Reach out to your upline, reach out to your leader if you need to review, but only be looking at that specific training about 1 hour a week. Implement. Get yourself consistent with that 45 to 60 minutes a day, reaching out to 5 new people, meeting new people, following up and closing. Do those activities that we've clearly outlined for you and implement those. That's attainable. Us telling you to work your business 4 to 6 to 8 hours a day to meet these year-end goals, you are going to fizzle out. One of the things that was in this training is really, quite honestly, and I've done some research and business training about how long does it take to implement a habit. Always at about day 14 to 22, or in best case, in my case as well, when I diet by 3 p.m. I will just tell you that it takes a while to implement something. So give yourself some grace. I want you to look at the top of your page. If you're taking notes, done is better than perfect. Be okay with flubbing, saying the wrong thing, doing something awkward. Just do it. Done is better than perfect, and don't hold yourself to some standard that is unattainable, because we're all in this social selling business to do just that. Be able to spend time on the things that we love to do and share. So I just want to reiterate, 45 to 60 minutes a day. Reach out to your upline, and whether it's the person that directly recruited you, one of us as direct to Homestead ambassadors, if you're struggling with what I need to implement, and go back and learn while you're in your car, while you're making dinner, while you're folding laundry. But don't listen to every single training on FAU every day. Please do one this week, even if it's this one, and then give yourself some time to implement that. Never more than an hour to a week of training. Training is useless if you're not implementing. And coming from a place of humility and saying, I need help with this. I need to practice this conversation. what can I do to, again, remain consistent, whether it's at 7 a.m., 7 p.m., 11 p.m., get your 45 to 60 minutes done and continue to follow up. Don't comment on someone or reach out to them without following up and putting them on your follow-up list. The follow-up, the gold or the fortune is in the follow-up. So I just wanted to do that. There was all kinds of other training about the psychology of sales and all of that. We can get into that later. We just wanted to give you something that you could implement these last 90 days of the year. So that's all that I have. And I don't know if Jen or Samantha or Beth want to add anything else, but we certainly want to be, we're right exactly at 30 minutes. And again, this is a lunch and learn, so we want to be aware of our time frame as well. So if nobody has any questions, let me check the chat. Okay, I think we're good there. Then we're going to sign off. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Again, just dedicate that allotment, and we will not be having a call next Tuesday because we will be all of us on our way to convention. So we are going to have a ton of stuff to share with you after the fact. And
I may do really quick. I may do a quick little pro tips and tricks to get ready for a convention and like what to be prepared with. So I may just do really short and sweet, and so everybody can get packing and take care of their families. So we'll see you next week.
I lied. Sorry. Again, some grace.
Bye, guys.
Bye.